home store armchair quarterback. This Rose Bowl features a battle of two pretty good quarterbacks. One, I think, is very, very good. We all know Dwayne Haskins, what he brings to the table. He's big time, over 4,500 passing yards, 47 touchdowns, and only 8 interceptions. That's big time. He finished third in the Heisman Trophy voting, and I'm still upset about how he was treated while he was there, but that's not what's important. On the other side, we got Jake Browning. Having a decent season, Browning has 2,800 passing yards, 16 touchdowns, but 10 interceptions, a far cry from his sophomore season where he really shook up college football. What's going on, fellas? What are we seeing as far as the differences between the two quarterbacks?
I think Dwayne Haskins is electric. I mean, he brings that electric factor to Ohio State into this offense. Like we talked about, he rewrote the Big Ten record book. I mean, you just think about that, 47 touchdowns. That's kind of crazy. I think it's just become commonplace. We're used to these 4 and 5, sometimes 6 touchdown games. I mean, that's not normal across college football. When you look at Jake Browning, I mean, he is a good quarterback, very solid. Him and Chris Peterson have a good thing going on at Washington. 2 out of the last 3 years, they've won the Pac-12. I mean, Chris Peterson's, I think, 42-20 as the Washington head coach. And Browning reminds me a lot of Clayton Thorson, the guy that we saw at Northwestern. He's not super electric. I mean, he can beat you at times, but he seems to be a little turnover prone this year with you know, the 16-10 ratio right there. And yeah, if we're talking about ratios, you look at 47 touchdowns to 9 picks for Dwayne Haskins. Dwayne's just far superior, and I just think this Buckeye offense is high octane, man. 550 yards a game. I don't know how Jake's going to compete.
Man, Jake would take that as disrespect.
Man.
Yeah.
But Obi.
Well, I was going to say that. I mean, the weapons. I mean, just look at the weapons that Dwayne Haskins has around him. I mean, the Aaron Fuller is Washington's top receiver. He has 794 yards total. You know, passing. So we have 4 receivers who are all over 1,000 yards.
Great point.
Our receiver, actually, I think he's at 11. I think it's Dixon who's has the least amount of passing yardage. He's at 1,119 yards. He has about the number of yards that Myles Gaskin has as a running back. You know what I'm saying? Our wide receiver, which is unheard of. So I think it's who he has around him. Jake Browning also is someone who is he kind of has a little chip on his shoulder too. So it's going to be interesting how he plays because they're questioning him at the next level. But he was he's paramount in the rebuilding of Washington. He was one who actually called Myles Gaskin when they were coming out of high school, talking about the rebuilding of Washington.
Trying to recruit.
Yeah, recruiting. So he's definitely a leader. I think he's going to definitely have some serious impact in this particular game also. But I do think it's the weapons that he has around him or the lack thereof.
I'm going to piggyback off of that. The thing about Jake Browning to me is you talk about a guy who comes in as a sophomore, lights up college football, right? 43 touchdowns as a sophomore, under 10 pick season. That's big time. But he lost some big-time weapons. Their speedster Ross to the NFL, who was a 4-3 guy, and all of a sudden 2 years later, he's sitting here with 16 touchdowns and 10 picks. That is a drastic change in only 2 years, and I think for him, he has a lot to prove tonight. He has to prove that he's ready to go for the next level and that he's worth it, worth that pick.
In the building.